Welcome in, Renegades. Now, we got a new camera. We got our new backdrop run CKB in the background. I will be playing more with this setup to try to get it better. But we just had an amazing trip to Mining Disrupt in Dallas, Texas. We met some amazing people, made some amazing connections in the space. And we got some exciting stuff happening. The market sucks right now. It's down bad. This is the best time to get in the market and to start buying. If you ever told me I could buy CKB at 0.0025 cents, the price that it is right now, I would never have believed it. I would have said that you're a liar, and yeah, I don't believe you. So I do want to show you guys a couple of things here real quick. From Mining Disrupt. It was awesome. I met some of the amazing CKB community. We met some of the great Bitcoin mining community that are interested in like quantum resistance on CKB, the Bitcoin interoperability, and a lot more like the mining of CKB and the CKB pools. So it's very interesting to kind of be at the booth, experience Nervos network in a conference setting, and I think it went really well. I think a lot of people are actually really interested in CKB when they hear about it. So we might be going to more conferences like possibly Bitcoin 2026 in Vegas. And then there's also a couple of other ones that we're thinking about going to as well to, get the word out about CKB, start talking about it, and we get our bags now before the big pump, because I think there's still going to be one more pump in the market. Bitcoin's corrected about 30% now, which is normal for Bitcoin. We actually saw Bitcoin stay at about 120 to 110,000 for a long time. It kept kind of fluctuating back and forth. This is a normal thing in the market. I think we are going to see a nice bottom and a recovery right around where we're at right now. I think Bitcoin going down to about 88,000. Or yeah, little below 88. Was it 88? Maybe a little lower than. We'll look at that. I think it was 88,000 though. In CKB being at these prices, I'm just trying to load up my bags. I want to get a couple million CKB for the run to. I believe we're going to get at least 20x from here back to an all-time high right around 5 cents. We still have the possibility of going higher, but it's been a weird market, so my valuation has changed. I was expecting to see CKB somewhere around 20 to 25 cents, not gonna lie to you, especially with all the interest that I saw at these events. I got this new camera, which is awesome. I got my Run CKB sign in the background right here that I got from, that was the Nervos booth thing for the table. And I was like, I want that. Please let me have that. How much? So I ended up with that. It was pretty dope. But yeah, the market's really sucking right now. I think now would be a good buy to get into the market. So let me just talk about that for a minute. Like, this is CKB content. I love CKB. It's actually a passion of mine now, kind of like ICP. I get involved in communities, but it's not till I meet the actual community and like start to be involved in it that I really start to care about the community and like really start to, put a lot of my energy, because my energy is very valuable, and where I put my time and energy is valuable to me, who I put it into, what I put it into. And so I want to make sure it's a right fit for me before I just go ahead and jump in. I think CKB, the community, the people that are open to it, the environment that it has placed, I think is very good for crypto and very good for, the future of blockchain. So I think CKB is facing something with the market right now that every other crypto in the world is facing, except Zcash, right? Zcash somehow is immune to everything. Even BNB is taking a brunt of this hit, right? So with ETFs come institutional money. With institutional money comes greed. With greed comes even bigger money. So when you have even bigger money, stupid money, they can do whatever they want with the market. And they left Bitcoin at a high price for so long, so that you accumulated Bitcoin between $110,000 and $120,000. And then you became exit liquidity. So we have to be smart, and we buy in the bear market, Bitcoin, especially in Ethereum. I'm going to load my bags on Bitcoin and Ethereum. When Bitcoin will go back down to 60, maybe even 55,000. Ethereum will go down to probably right around 1,800, maybe a little lower again. And I'm going to load up my bags. But with this market, it has used the Bitcoin hammer to just kind of use the Bitcoin dominance to smash down everything anytime. And there hasn't been a lot of liquidity going into specific coins until the last part of this market, right? And then we saw specific coins pump when Bitcoin was dumping. And you notice they pumped right before Bitcoin dumped. So it makes me wonder, big money has a plan in the forbearance. So when we see Bitcoin dump, we see these other cryptos pump. It's because they don't want to go to all-time lows. They want to pump up that when the Bitcoin crash comes, they're able to do that. And that just shows you that liquidity can flow into the market like that. That's what I want to talk about today, is liquidity. So everything in crypto is all about liquidity. Why do you think Bitcoin went to $120,000, $124,000? It's because crypto is all about liquidity. And when massive money from institutions come into Bitcoin, the price raises, right? So that liquidity has never really flowed out of the altcoins. They're using the liquidity in Bitcoin to manipulate the altcoins. And why? Do they want to destroy altcoins? I actually thought so at first, but I don't think that that's why. I think that the reason that it is, kind of hammering down these cryptos, right, is so that it can change the structure of the market. Now, with Bitcoin comes the halving, which comes cycles, which is still pretty easy to predict, but not a lot of people have $120,000. So what they're trying to do is make Bitcoin for the rich and the elite, so that you can't really, what do you want, a Satoshi or two? You ain't going to make a whole lot on that, right? You need kind of a Bitcoin to make money. And you can with less, but that's kind of the thought process, right? So what they're going to do is change the cycle. So you can't be like, okay, in October of 2025, we are going to see a massive pump because 2024 and then 2025. It's the same thing every time. And so with that happens, too many people making money of the little variety. And so what happens is you get these liquidity crunches. So where the liquidity never moves out of these, big coins like Bitcoin or Ethereum until certain parts of the market, until it wrecks down everything, because they do want higher risk once Bitcoin's not making money, but they don't want higher risk at higher prices. So what they want to do is they want to smash the coins down, get everything they can out of Bitcoin because it's trillions of dollars and they can make hundreds of billions in a single freaking hour, which is smarter than trying to make a couple, million off of some altcoin, right? When they can make hundreds of billions in an hour. So what they will do is they'll flow the liquidity into these different ones. And then you have the good money that comes in, right? Maybe a big investor or a couple whales get together and then decide to pump the market. And so we see these big influxes. And so that's what we're kind of fighting right now, is a market dynamic of mass proportional institution money and specific sector generated money, right? And I think liquidity comes from other chains a lot, big chains that don't really move and don't do a lot. So what I think CKB can do, and especially not just at Bitcoin conferences, we need to concentrate. It was kind of cool CKB being the only altcoin at a Bitcoin conference, not gonna lie. I think that made CKB stand out amongst everyone there. But I also think that having a bunch of altcoins and different projects at the event are good, because then we can network, like people like me and other, people out there for the CKB community, and then get that cross-chain collaboration going, because some of these big chains with big liquidity and no actual use case might be looking for other things that could be beneficial. And I think liquidity could come from Bitcoin. I think it could come from mining, and I think it could come from other projects cross-chain, because I think I saw that with ICP and SUI. Am I wrong? I think the big money from ICP came from SUI because of Caffeine AI. So I think that if Nervos does the same approach, gets a good product like quantum resistance wallets, Sphinx Plus, RGB Plus, these kind of things that are core features of CKB, that it could really start attracting the big money from other chains. Because if you look at some of these chains, they're getting billions of dollars in volume a day, and they have nothing really happening for them except big money in them. So at this point, it's kind of a race against, getting the name out there. That's all it is the technology's there, the fundamentals are there, the future is there, the community is growing, but we need to get the word out to other chains, to that money on other chains, and show them what we have to offer. And I think that's the future, and what CKB has to offer from conferences. I think there's a big future in these type of scenarios where we go out there and we kind of champion for it. I'm built for this kind of stuff. Six Figs is one of the best photographers I've ever met in my life, and his content kind of brings the show to life. We're gonna have let's go. We'll show you a couple things from here. We're gonna have some videos. It was a blast. I think we made a huge impact. We took over the stage of Mining Disrupt. We had a battle scene there. We were definitely known for the glory of Nervos. I was definitely putting on my best performance. I'd never done that in my life, never been an actor or theater. I was a natural. I'm built to entertain. I'm built to teach. I'm built to show people undervalued, underrated things, like I've always been. And you know, sometimes big money takes a chance on the underdog. So that's what we're going for. So let's invite my screen to the stage. Hold on, is this gonna? I think that's just the page. Let's see if you can see that. Could you see that? Could you see that? Okay. I hope you can see that. So this was the booth. As you see right here, that's the backdrop I have on my closet over here. Quantum Purse, of course, this was a huge hit by a lot of people there because, you know, quantum computers are the future. And the future is now. The future is now. So this was me, your humble king, for the glory of Nervos. And I was putting a Santa hat on a T-Rex. I never thought I'd say that statement, but I'm putting a Santa hat on a T-Rex. And then I dropped the garbage. I didn't want to be a slob, so I picked up my garbage. And then, yeah, that's a big miner over here. We're over here. I actually gave this lady a sword, and then she fought the T-Rex for me because for your king. So there I am standing off against the beasts with their swords. And then we have this guy handing out candy. Hey, we got the attention of the whole place. Everybody was videoing us. The photographer for the event took video of us. We had an announcer. It was dope. This lady right here, her friend fought for me. She would not, but her friend did. You see, she's recording. Everybody was recording us. It was dope. I was built for this. And then the T-Rexes did amazing. These guys. This guy's super tall right here. As you see, his legs are sticking out because he's like 6'4" or something. He's super tall, but man, champ. What a champ. Got our Nervos shields for the glory of Nervos. Oh, that's me just talking. Your king had to take a break. That was us up on stage. Here's the, even the announcers were videotaping us. This was so dope. It was fun. And I think we did a good job. I think we got some eyes on Nervos. You know, I think this kind of thing is very important to show people that Nervos is, you know, a serious blockchain, but we can have fun. Crypto is about touching grass sometimes, or touching dinosaurs, if you want to talk about it in those terms. But they were waiting for you, king. For you, king. Wait, where did that picture go? Right here. So this was Suleiman. He's a videographer. Made a lot of good connections at this place. Your king is short king, but we still winning. I got really into it. I'm not gonna lie. There it is. There's the CKB booth. Proof of work built on CKB. Run CKB. It's Syndicate. So yeah, well, that was fun. Now let's go take a look a little bit about the price, guys, because this volume is looking decent. It definitely is. Okay. Yeah. So price is going down. We're having a little rough patch. These are beautiful prices to be buying. That's a month though. Hold on. Yeah. So we did make a little breakdown from 003. This is a beautiful, guys. These are dream level prices. If you're not getting CKB at this, it's gonna go up from here. Like, I'm not a financial advisor, but it's absolutely stupid not to buy CKB at these prices, guys. Like, I don't care what blockchain you're from, ICP, CKB, Bitcoin, XLM. Like, if you guys aren't buying CKB at this price, you might want to rethink crypto. But we know, we get it. We understand with this volume, all it needs that. So what I was talking about, the volume, right? So the volume being so low, and all it takes is a little bit of liquidity from another chain, or even liquidity just coming from the community or wherever it comes from. And this is going to skyrocket. The whole market's down right now, but CKB will be back at a cent. So you're going to triple your money and maybe quadruple. Yeah, quadruple your money in no time flat. Quadruple. 10,000, 40,000. Not financial. That's what I think is going to happen. Easy. Like, myself, I'm 99.9% sure that we're going to a cent again, no matter what. Like, there's no way. So quadruple your money easily, then you're good to go. We're in a bull market still. This is just the manipulation and exaggeration of the bull market is what it is. So CKB looking like a champion buying level. That, like, if you could have got in right here, you're in OG. So we did see it go down to 2392, but I would be scooping it up at anything right here. Anything at 2.5. Quadruple my money. Let's just show you. Am I just exaggerating? Am I tripping? Am I absolutely off my rocker? Or do we let the when in doubt zoom out speak for itself? Guys, Bitcoin demolished crypto. Demolished it, okay? Because, like I said, they want to manipulate the time frame of the market so you don't know when it is, because if it's the same every time, then everybody can win. And not everybody can win. And they will make sure that not everybody will win. So let's just look at that 1 cent mark again. And I think we would definitely be right. Look at that. We were so primed for breakout. What a weird market. What a weird bull market. Look at that. That should have not been the top. Like, that's the top of the bull market, or was it in 2024 when we were way up here at 2 cents? So again, do you think that we won't go to 1 cent? That is not even. Look at that. Like, seriously, you don't think we're going to go back to that again? So, yeah, CKB has had a weird bull market. So is every other crypto. So I'm buying at these prices, waiting for it to go. I'm not waiting for the bear market now. Not at almost all-time freaking lows. Seriously, like, this is the time. This is it. Look at that daily. All overbought or oversold. 4 hour, yeah, they are pumping it down though. You can see them just jacking it up, pumping it down, being at higher levels at lower prices, kind of trying to hammer it down. That's the Bitcoin hammer for you. Look at that weekly, that big jump all the way down here. And then Bitcoin's going to try to push us down there, but we're not going to fall for it. Because look, we're at like almost all-time lows right now, which is good for people trying to make money. These are the prices you dream to buy CKB at. This is a dream to buy CKB at the lowest price almost ever. So I'm buying. I'm going to make money when these cryptos go to the lowest prices they ever been in years. Like, let's buy these cryptos and don't be stupid and buy Bitcoin at 120,000. You buy CKB at 0.0025 cents. Not financial advice. I mean, guys, we're smart. I'm just a little mad at the market right now. Sorry. We're just, I mean, I love buying them at these prices, but dang, it just, it makes it to where there's not as many people. I'm going to be here forever. There's nothing, you're never shaking me out with whatever you do with the price here. But it does shake out a lot of people. And that's unfortunate because we need people. We need people at Mining Disrupt. We need people in the chat. We need people on Twitter. And in order to do that, we need to, get the word out there about CKB. I do see a bottom here. So I think, let's look at Bitcoin for a second, because Bitcoin might have bottomed. For now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go out to the week. We're going to look and see if we've at least gone. Oh, yeah, we went to 78, right? What, did we go to 78? Did I say 88? I don't know. I'm at 82, but let's see. We did go to 80. So I just want to take a look at this Fibonacci retracement. The fib retracement. I did say 88, but I actually meant 82. But okay. So there is a chance that Bitcoin does go back up and we hit 155,000 before the end of the bull market. That's what the fib says. Now let's just look at how much we've gone down from the top. So like right. We'll just say right there. So we're down 34.62% from top to bottom, probably a little bit more, like 35, 36%. So it's down $43,000 or more, right? It went to what? 81-ish. Okay, we're down 30. This is a perfect correction for Bitcoin. We didn't have one for how long? How many weeks? From October. Okay, hold on. Is that 2020? Wait, sorry, this thing is in the way. So we didn't have a correction from May, June, July, August, September, October, and then a correction. So we had a little correction here, not 30%. Let's look at this correction. This was just a baby correction. Right around 30%, actually. So I do see this as a bounce. These levels that I obviously had in here for a reason from way long ago are acting as perfect support that I put these here. Dang, that's the exact support level that it hit. And I made these lines a long time ago, a very, very long, I don't even, way back here. This is when I made them on each of the October 2024. A year ago, I made these. So that's crazy. Yeah, Bitcoin, I think, is going to reverse. And if Bitcoin reverses, we're going to see CKB have a nice little pump, guys. Okay. So I will get this situated more. I'm going to get a new mic. We're going to get our gear up. We're gonna, make sure that we have high quality content, that we're pushing out some bangers. And I think CKB at these prices is steel, guys. So get your bags. We're on our way. I think probably back up to 3.3 coming in the next week or so, or even in the next couple of days. I think we're gonna have a recovery now. I think all of the jobs reports, they are manipulating the markets. They do know how it affects Bitcoin, and with bullish news, because Fed rate cuts, which means borrowing's easier, which means it's easier to borrow money to get crypto, should pump the market. But then with the hawkish tone that they throw in there, they know it's going to dump the market. And so it's ridiculous, but it's a game we are in. It's an opportunity to buy, and the word's getting spread about CKB at these events. So you guys want to come to these events. Like, if you follow the channel, come meet us. Come be part of CKB. We'll invite you to the booth. I mean, I have no say in anything, but I'm sure they will. But yeah, we'll definitely take care of you if you come there. You'll hang with the crew. There's a lot of good after parties. There's a lot of good networking, and just some amazing people that you'll meet at these events, guys. So that's CKB. We're at 10 million in volume. We need to see that start pumping. People buying at these low prices, stacking their bags up, getting several million CKB, and then it's off to the move, baby. Penny, here we come. All right, guys. That being said, goodbye and good CKB.